Hello there.
Hello, hello, how are you?
Very well, and you?
I'm good, I am good.
Yeah.
Excellent. I am getting us over here getting us on YouTube here. How's everybody doing?
Good, great, better than great.
Great.
Good, great, better than great.
I like that.
I like that.
I'm going to get there.
On this camera over here. Everybody else trying to get in? We're going to get started, guys, in about 30 seconds here.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I meant to post, hit your post and tell you have a good time on your anniversary weekend.
Oh, yeah. I had a good time. Yeah, I had a nice 4-day, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was good. Hanging out. Yeah, I appreciate that. All right, so we rolling here. Anybody else jumps in, we'll get them let in as they come in. All right. So last week, let me see, did we get everybody here? I think we got Wilma last week. I believe we got Jackie last week. I don't know if we got you, Allison. I know we got Wilma, Vanessa. No, and I don't know about but Vanessa, you are making. So Vanessa, how are you generating leads right now? Other than like you attempting to make lead magnets, how else are you generating leads?
How am I generating leads? Trying to do the, be more consistent with the social media posts and be more engaging on those as well as on my community page.
Okay, on your community page as well. And community page, you mean like a community page that you created, or one that you're just in those
just the one I'm in, the city of McDonough where I live, and then on the Nextdoor app.
Okay, and how are you engaging with those people?
Just depends upon really just wanting to try to be more like a individual in the community, you know, just kind of hey, had a great week, you know, enjoyed going around the area and visiting a few small business owners, you know, since it's National Small Business Week. So I just kind of wanted to highlight them. I didn't want to, you know, put a plug in my business. So thought that would may go over a little better.
Okay, yeah, and it's good to have a conversation with them, you know, and make different comments. Something I was suggesting you, and when you're in other groups, particularly business groups, is find a way, and this is for everybody. I know I'm talking to Vanessa, guys, I'm kind of talking to everybody. Find a way to respond to people's questions with answers that lead to your lead magnets, or answers that lead to whatever you're driving them to. So when I say driving them to, the reason why it's so important to have lead magnets, because sometimes you can answer questions with these lead magnets as well. So there's so many different ways of using them. So let's say somebody gets on and asks a question about, because I'm gonna make this a small business sale. So I'll leave the show a small business sale. Let's say somebody is in that, and they say, hey, does anybody know anything about contracts, singing contracts, or trademarking or copyright? Anybody have any specific information on that? Right? It's good to have a lead magnet that you can use to get their email by giving them something they can click on. It's even easier when somebody's asking the question, you can answer the question.
Gotcha.
Right? Even if you can put together a lead magnet within the next day or two after they ask the question because it's still fresh. So let's say you don't have one and somebody says, hey, I'm trying to copy and trademark. I'm looking for the most inexpensive way to do it. Does anybody have any answers on how you can get trademark and copyright for inexpensively? Well, typically speaking, a legal shield person is going to say, well, do you have an attorney? You can use legal shield. And that's the whole legal shield spiel. So really, you're trying to just pull their information out of so you can have a conversation privately or through email. So the way I would do that would be if somebody asked that question, I would get something put together. Because again, you can go to Fiverr and have somebody put something together within 24 to 48 hours if you don't already have it, right? So you could simply have a lead magnet put together for Vanessa Consulting. And you can say, for questions on consulting and trademarking and blah, 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 we help you find the answers. We use a legal service that will get the answers from the attorneys for you. And that will generally cost about $99 a month versus what it would normally cost to have access to that information. So you can pull up trademarking, whatever, right? You can pull that up. It might take you an hour to research the information, right? You take an hour, you research the information, you give it to somebody on Fiverr, you give them as much as $10. You've already got a cover page for Vanessa Consulting that you already use, right? So all they're doing is a one page. You're using your regular page that you already have created as a cover page for your company. You already have that on Canva. Ask that person, are they using Canva? I wouldn't use anybody that doesn't use Canva. If they upload that into Canva, now all you have to do is attach your deal, right? So, and let me walk y'all through that in person because it might make a little bit more sense, right? Let me see. Oh, hold on. What do you guys see right now?
Everybody.
Okay, good. All right, so you're looking at it right now. That's what I want you to see right now. So I'm gonna run the camera real quick and do something. So let's say, for instance, I was having somebody make me a one pager with that information or a two pager. It wouldn't matter whether it was a one pager or a two pager. And I said, hey, make sure that you make it in Canva so you can share it with me in Canva. Mm-hmm. That person says, okay, we're gonna go ahead and share it with you in Canva. Now, once they share that with me in Canva and I click on it, and now I'm in my Canva, let's take, I'll make a copy of, let's make a copy of this just to make my point, right?
Now, when you use those lead magnets, we often hear that you want to carry those conversations offline, like as a DM. So when is the lead magnet something, since you're trying to generate more leads, I guess the lead magnet link actually would be something that you would post rather than trying to take it to a DM.
Right, yeah, and you're not trying to take it to a DM. You're using the link to get them to click on to get their information so that you can communicate with them outside of Facebook.
So that should be, okay, so that should, right. The initial link should be public.
Right, absolutely, because that's the link you're using to capture the information so you
more
can no longer have that conversation on Facebook, because the idea is, so remember I gave you guys an example a long time ago, and this is an example that women will understand on the receiving end, men will understand on the giving end. So when I was young and dating, and I was like going to bars and clubs and stuff like that, right? We always knew as guys to get you out the club. I don't want to talk to you in the club with music and 10 other guys looking at you, right?
Right.
The idea, right? You guys follow that? So the idea is if I'm attracted to you and I see like something I like, and I come over there and I start talking to you, my objective is to get you out the club and to take you to get something to eat or to go wherever, like, you know, different areas, you have places you can go and sit on a cliff and talk, or someplace, you know, sit by the water somewhere. The whole idea is to get you away from the noise so you can hear me and get you away from the other guys who are looking at you too.
Right.
That's the same thing you're doing here. They're on social media with billions of people, talking to them about a million different things, especially if they ask a question. There's going to be 20 comments answering that question because everybody think they're expert. Your idea is to drop your lead magnet with a link, so when they click on that, it asks them for their email address in order for you to deliver the document to them that they want. Now they have their information, and you have their their information. And now you can email that person privately, and I can now say, hey, Vanessa, I'm the young lady or the young man who gave you the document. I would really love to have a conversation with you, see how I can help you out. If you click this link, we can do a 15-minute consultation. It won't cost you anything. It's just so I can make sure you understand the document I gave you. Now you're setting a date, right? Now you're setting a date, and there's no music, and there's no drinks, and there's nobody else trying to get what you're trying to get. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of the lead magnet, is to attract people and then get them off in the corner by themselves so that they can pay attention to what you're saying, because everybody's selling them something on Facebook. So that's why during the lead generation course, when I had that slide that talked about, right, use Facebook and Instagram and these other social media platforms to share, not to sell. You're selling through email. You're selling through Zoom. You're selling through consultations, talk-offs. You're getting their email so that you can get a hold of them, right? Because if I stop you in the club, the bar, some setting, and try to talk to you, well, I'm not going to leave it so that the next time I see you again is if I happen to be at the bar when you're at the bar, right? What am I going to do? I'm going to ask you for your information so that I can contact you and set a date with you. That's the same thing you're doing here. That's the exact same thing you're doing here. So if that person makes a lead magnet, right, like what we were talking about, like get back to where we were at, right? That person makes a lead magnet for you. You click on that link that they gave you, the Fiverr person. They send you a link for what they designed for you. You click on that, just like this. In Canva, it's now going to pull up the item that they made for you. So let's say, for the sake of conversation, that this is the item that they made for you, the 1 or 2 pager.
We don't see your Canva.
Oh, what y'all see?
YouTube. And I have a question real quick. If you have an answer to that, you see how what we see here, and it's multiple and multiple and multiple. How come that happened? Do you know?
I don't even know what you see. Hold on. I'm trying to see because I can't see what y'all can see.
I'll describe it. When you, it's like you sharing the screen, and it's share your screen, and share your screen, and share your screen, and so you can see it.
Yeah. I see that now. I don't know how I did that because that's not what it should be. That's one of the items that it shared. When I clicked to share my screen,
yeah,
that was one of the items, and I clicked the wrong item. So screen 1 is what I did. So you would have, when you go to click share, you're gonna have to look at the options on where they're saying that you are sharing, and then click the one that's showing multiple screens.
Okay.
That would be how you would do that. So what I did, I clicked the wrong screen. I should have clicked screen 2 because I've got 3 screens. Oh. So now I click screen 2. Now you guys are looking at Canva because that's what I have on screen 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I had clicked screen 1, which is my kit that's holding everything else, which is why it was showing you like that. So let's say, for instance, I paid somebody on Fiverr $10. They said, I made your lead magnet the way you want it. I put your branding on it. And then they say, here's the link, click it, and then it'll open up in your Canva. I click it, it opens up in my Canva. So now I'm looking at it. This is it. Now all I'm going to do is add my cover page to this. So I'm going to erase this because this is a cover page. So I'm going to act like that's not there, right? And let's just say that this was the document, just 2 pages, right? So this is page 4. Let me get rid of that page. So it will be these 2 pages. They sent it to me. Okay, great. They made my lead magnet. I like it. So how am I going to attach my cover page to this, right? All I'm going to do is click add page and put a blank page. And then I'm going to go where I have my page at here inside of Canva. And again, I'm just going to grab anything and I'm going to say, I'm going to click. Yes.
Question real quick. Where your page was at is under which tab?
Right here, all your designs.
Okay, designs. Okay, I'm just trying to follow.
Yeah. So it's right there, all your designs.
Okay. Hold on, Robert. You just, when you did that, how did you click that and the all your design thing, but then what happened? They got it back over there to that side. You did something kind of fast there.
Okay, I don't know. Ask me that question again.
Okay, you clicked all your designs, and then
Okay,
all your
so
designs
let me go
came
back.
up.
Let me go back to that.
Right.
Okay.
Now, okay, so all your designs, I'm gonna get anything. So when you got anything, you took that particular picture and you clicked on it, right?
Yeah, I clicked on that design.
Okay, when you clicked on that design, oh, that's where it went. Okay, I see it now. Okay.
So now, because the design is more than one page, it's pulling up all the pages.
Okay, I see it. Okay.
Right? And now I'm gonna choose which page I want. Whatever page I want, it's just gonna open up here.
Okay.
So when I click this page,
Oh.
But you have that named all your designs, right? Mine says your projects.
no. It's that all your designs that's Canva has that way.
All your designs? I don't see that.
Yeah, so your sidebar, anything you created, if you click all your designs, anything that you created will show up in all your designs.
I see your projects. That's what mine is named.
So Dunbar, are you paying for a higher Canva?
I paid for the regular, the $12 one.
Oh, okay. It could be the difference.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm on.
Oh, okay, yeah, and I wouldn't know because I don't know. So maybe it says your project.
Yeah.
But is it not showing the same thing though?
Yeah, well, other than all the folders that you have, it's showing the option for your projects, templates. All this is on the right. I'm in the left.
Okay, but when you click all your projects, what is it pulling up?
It's pulling up everything I created.
Okay, so it's doing the same thing, it's just a different name for it.
Right.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, so just click on all your, so if you don't have the paid version, click on all your design, all your projects. And when you click on it, it'll pull up everything you designed. If it's more than one page, just hold your cursor over it and it'll move on its own.
Oh.
So you can see if what you're looking for is there. So let's say I can't remember, because in my case, most of the time I can't. I don't remember what's on the other pages. So I just hover over that particular item and it'll flip. And I can say, oh, okay, that's what I'm looking for. Now, when I click on it, it's going to pull up all 36 of those pages.
Oh, my.
And now I'm just going to go to whatever page I wanted, click on it, and it's going to turn that into this page. Okay. So now that it's created that page here, right? Now I put my cover page here. Well, guess what? It's in the middle. All I need to do is take this arrow and click, and it's going to move it up.
All right.
So now my cover page that I already had created, because I could have had somebody on Canva make me a cover page for $5 a long time ago. And I keep that because that's always going to be my cover page because it's my branding, right? So you're paying for that once. You can make all your lead magnets have a cover page, the same cover page, because it's about your company or about you with your logo, and then just attach that to each one of your lead magnets. So they always see a cover page and then the information that's on the lead magnet.
Okay, so can you, so you got your picture, a professional shot, and you had them to put that in there to make the cut, or you did it, didn't, or did you?
I did it, Go ahead, but what you gonna say?
So when you put you had your shot, your head shot, because you have a lot of different, pages. So you put that in that, or you had Canva to make your cover page?
No, I did it, and it's not. It looks like, I'm assuming it looks nice, but it's not complicated. So look, if I go to just photos, just my general photos, right? So I got these folders. So you guys know how I am with the folders. Folders help me organize, right? So anything on Sharon Larry, guys, you see this folder? It says Sharon Larry. When I click on it, everything about Sharon Larry is in that folder.
Okay.
These are her testimonials that I had. The headshots for her testimonials. It says all, right? If I click images, it's going to pull up the testimonial people's headshots of her, cover pages of her, of Sharon, her logo for her company. This is all her stuff. So if I want a picture, if I wanted to make this a picture of Sharon, all I would have to do is grab her picture and pull it over. Look.
Oh, wow.
End of it. And if I say, okay, I wanted to face the other way, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click flip. and I'm gonna turn it around.
Mm. And that's on all of ours like that?
Yeah, yeah. And you can do that even with the free version. That's not even a paid version feature. That's anybody can do that.
Yeah.
So in other words, so you have to have already set this up with Canva, right? So, you know, your what is that, the area that you just said that Vanessa was saying she had a different
The
name?
folder? No, it's going to automatically pull your stuff in there. So anything you create is going to automatically go under everything that you create.
Oh, okay.
So like it's for mine, it says all your designs. For you, it would say all your projects, but all your projects are going to automatically go there. So if I go home, if I'm on home, so this is just generally home, right?
Mm-hmm.
See where it says your projects?
Mm-hmm.
Templates, items that were shared with you, things that you put in the trash, right? Robert Dunbar's images, my brand kit. So this is my branding. So if I click on my brand kit, it's going to pull up all of my different brands. My logos, the colors, the fonts, everything is inside here. So whenever I create a new project, I make an entire brand kit for it. So when I'm creating, all of my colors and photos and everything that goes with that brand is on the left-hand side, and I can just pull it into the design. That's how I do it that way. So I always create a brand in the beginning when I'm creating something different. So when we created this summit, I created the brand here, and then everything that has to do with that brand, the logos are there, the color schemes are there, and the fonts are there, all the fonts I use. So I'm not using different fonts as I continue to market for the same project.
Mm-hmm.
So if I say, okay, I want to add more logos because all I have is the white one here. So I would just click on this and I can just pull the logos in from my computer where I've actually saved them at in the computer. So here, I've got the logo and all I have to do is click on each one of them.
Now, did you
And click open, and it'll pull all the logos, more of the logos in, right? So now when I go to design something and I pull up my brand kit, those logos will pull up as well as the fonts and the color.
So we didn't get to this, did we, Rob?
Not what I'm talking to you about right now.
Yeah, me and you, we didn't get to Canva yet, did we?
No, one-on-one, no, we haven't gone into Canvas.
We just did the branding. So because I remember all those different logos that I had.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go in here, they'll be in there.
Well, no, they're not in here because you had them made on Fiverr. You got to pull them in here. So you just need to go to Canva and then go to brand kit and then click the plus sign. And then it's going to pull up your dialog box to your computer, and you're just going to select all of your logos that you download to your computer, hold the shift key and select them all, and then click it, and it'll pull them all into here. So you'll have brand logos, and you'll have like, I think maybe, I don't know, it was like 30 or 40 of them or something for you have?
Right. We'll do that the next time we meet.
Yeah, you'll pull them all in here. And then whatever color that you want to use as your brand color, all you got to do is go down here and then put those colors in a color palette. That way, when you're creating something and you're using your brand, you have the colors on the left-hand side and the logo on the left-hand side. That way you don't have to worry about grabbing it from somewhere. You know what I mean? It just makes it convenient for you. So going back, right? So on the left-hand side
before you go back, can I ask you a question about, you said you create a brand for each project. Did you create them yourself, or did you send that out and get a new brand?
Sometimes I do it. Sometimes I have Fiverr do it. This one particularly, I did myself. So the BAPS, this logo and all that, I created.
Okay.
So I did this. I did it in Canva, but I didn't have anybody from Fiverr do it. I did it myself.
But you paid for the trademark for it.
Yeah, I have to do that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And you don't have to, you don't have to pay for a trademark right away. You can kind of do it the poor man way, which is a whole other conversation. Right? I don't have that right now. But there's a way to do that where you're not paying for it right now.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. So you don't think when I'm creating all these brands, you don't have to pay all of this money when you're creating the brand I'll say this is the simpler way to say it. When you put TM copyright or register on something to the government, that is you laying a claim on it before you even pay for it. It's legal to do that. So if you call your legal shield attorney, because most of you guys legal shield, if you call your legal shield attorney and say, "Can I put the copyright symbol on something I have a copyright?" They'll say, "Absolutely. We suggest you do that."
Okay. Yeah.
That keeps people from because when you go to market something,
yeah,
and you put that copyright sign on that, you have just created a time stamp of when you first marketed it. So if somebody tries to steal it, you can say, "No, I put this on social media 2 years ago."
Yeah.
And now if they can't produce something before then that they publicly produce, then the court is not going to side with them.
Right.
They're going to say, "Allison publicly put this logo out with the copyright symbol a year before you ever put it out there anywhere."
Yeah.
So as far as unless you can show us something earlier than that, that's why when we do a poor man's patent, it's just you printing off a copy of your logo and going to the post office and mailing it to yourself and then not opening it. Because if somebody tried to take you to court and said it was theirs, you can now show up to court with the unopened package.
Okay.
And then the courts open it up. And because the post office has stamped it when you mailed it to yourself, that is the date that they're using for when you produced it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you won't have to worry about that. So you don't have to worry about getting copyright. Is it good to do that? Yeah, when you got your brand done and you know that that's what it's going to be, because you don't want to be paying that kind of money to brand stuff when you're not even sure. Yeah. So I'm going to brand bats because I'm going to be doing 2 of these a year. I'm going to be doing a business conference twice a year under this logo and under this label.
So you're saying you're gonna brand the meaning so nobody else can grab that, right?
Yeah. So nobody else could market and say that it's there. So nobody else could do a conference, use this logo to get people who are your audience to buy into it thinking it's you.
Ooh.
When really it's them.
Yeah.
So when you do that, do you have to pay every time you do that then?
Every time you get a copyright?
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you copyright and trade, every time you copy or trademark something, because copywriting is when it's literature. But this, you're not copywriting a logo, you're trademarking a logo. But you have to do that every time for every logo that if you're worried about somebody stealing it, most of the time, you're not gonna have to worry about that. But you know what I mean? Because again, they wouldn't win because at the end of the day, trademarking is almost like getting your will done, meaning that getting the will done solidifies on paper, right? That this is what this is. Versus if you don't have it on paper, you may be able to prove that something belongs to you, but is this easier when you got a will? Because it's documented. So when you trademark, all they gotta do is go to trademark our USPTO office and pull it and say, okay, no, it's Jackie's, it's Allison's. If you don't have it done and somebody says, hey, Jackie stole my idea. And the court says, well, they said you stole the idea. What's your response to that? Oh, no. As a matter of fact, I did a program 2 years ago. And here is the post from when I used this logo with the trademark symbol on it back in March of 2019. That person is saying they created it in 2020. You've got a post from 2019. The judge is going to say, you know what I mean? She used this first.
And not only that,
go ahead, Allison.
The reason why I was also asking is because you have initials, right? You just have letters. And so somebody else could use those letters, but it don't have nothing to do with the type of business he got going on, but it might stand for something else, right?
Right, which is totally legal because they're not taking my idea because they can't steal my audience if they're not doing what I do.
Right, okay.
So if somebody else had BAPS and they was doing cooking, well, they can steal it if they want to. They're not stealing my all day. If they're selling them cooking stuff, I don't sell cooking stuff. So you're not taking money out of my pocket by selling them something that I don't sell because you could have done that anyway. That's why the courts will allow people to have similar, just like, there's more than one Apple. There's not just Apple. Like the Apple that we all know, that's one Apple. If you go online and pull up Apple, there's another Apple recording company. But the reason why they don't bother them and Apple couldn't sue them is because they're Apple records. They're not the same apple. So they're not selling the same thing. So they can have that same name because they're not doing the same kind of marketing. So there's no cross selling there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they allow you to do that. That's why you have to put it in so they can approve it when you're doing it that way. That's the whole idea.
Okay.
Is to do that. Yeah. So that's why you're branding in that fashion when you're branding. So on your left bar over here, I even have your projects over here. So it says your projects. If I click my projects over here, it's going to pull up all of my projects.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Maybe I was on the wrong screen earlier.
Yeah, and because you was on the home screen and I wasn't on the home screen. I was like in a
template.
Design. Yeah, I was in a template, so that was different. So here I've got just my designs. Here are my folders. You see what I mean? So I've got different folders, and if I click show more, it'll drop down more folders.
Wow.
So if I'm just looking for folders for a particular thing, I'm gonna click on that particular folder, and then it's gonna pull up all the items I have in that folder. And then this is all my designs.
That's good.
And it looks like Brand Kit is part of Pro.
Yeah, Brand Kit is part of Pro. Yeah, you're not gonna have Brand Kit unless you're paying the month. Yeah. So you can't.
$12 is a good investment though.
Oh yeah,
Once you start.
Canva's one of those things that the $12 or $13 you're paying for Canva, it's well worth the money that you're paying for it. It's like if you got a Canva, most of us are paying for something that we're not really using.
Right.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's one of those things that you gotta just make a different decision to pay for something that's worth it. It's just like when I at the business summit when I trained on Asana. Asana is probably got the most you can do for free. Like, I don't think there's anything else that gives you more than Asana does for free. But if you do decide you're going to pay for it, it's like $11 or something like that. And you have an entire task management system that does a to-do list for you. You can have boards. You can run your entire business through your task management system. And it has its own calendar. And it's like 11 or 12 bucks a month.
Wow.
So it's like, stuff like that. It's worth paying for because the value in it is like, it's just too many things you can do. And it's going to help you create too much more income and make your day work way more productive for that amount of money. So it's just worth having. It's just worth having. So here, I'm gonna go back to this other page. So now you see I've brought this in, right? So I got my cover page, and I've got page 1, and I've got page 2 of my deal, and page 3. Page 1 and page 2, right? Okay. So I've got so if I wanted to just get rid, because again, I'm just using this as an example. If I have my 2-page lead magnet and my cover page, now it's done. I've got it done. And all I'm doing now is going to share, going to download, saying I want to download all 3 pages, right? I want it to be clean. I want it to be crisp. So I'm going to make sure that it's under, because this is under ping now, which is an image. And I don't want it to be an image. I want it to be a PDF. So I'm gonna go to PDF. If it's a big multi-page one, I would say do small size so that you're not taking up people's bandwidth with it, because it takes up a lot more space when you do it high quality. You can do high quality with the little 2 or 3 page, because it's not gonna take up a whole bunch. But if you had a 10-page lead magnet, I would definitely use small file size.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and use high quality, right? Okay. I'm going to save that like that. Click download now. So now I'm naming it, right? So I'm going to say test lead magnet. And I'm gonna go to my folder, right? Because I keep everything in folders, right? So I'm gonna go to TBD direct marketing lead magnet. Go here. And Which folder am I gonna put this in? Lead magnet boot creation items during training. I'm gonna click on that folder, and I'm gonna put this test lead magnet here. Now, what else am I gonna do? Because remember, I'm preparing to do what? Put this on PayHip so I can turn it into a link.
Yeah.
So what else am I gonna do? Go ahead.
You're gonna go to your PayHip to put it in there, right?
No, before I do that,
Okay.
I'm going to create an image to have for my PayHip.
Okay.
So you could use the cover page as your image. You can use page 1 as your image if you wanted to, whatever page you want to. So let's say I said I'm going to use page 1 of the information to use as my image for the PayHip deal, right? I'm going to click on this, share. That's page 2. So I'm going to click download. It says ping, right? So it's an image. It says all 3 pages. I'm going to open that up, clear it, and then just say, I just want page 2.
Okay.
I'm going to click done. I'm going to click download.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna go to that same folder, right? And I'm gonna say test lead magnet, but I'm not gonna save it as a PDF. I'm gonna change that to ping. So it's a ping. It's an image now. So I have an image for PayHip. So now my lead magnet was created for, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, $10. I added my cover image right on Canva. You see, it didn't take much to do that. All I did was open up my image, pull it over there, like, you know, pull it in there. So now I've got it downloaded. Now I'm gonna go to PayHip.
Okay. Excuse me.
And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add this here as a new item, right? So I'm gonna say add new item. Add digital product. Upload my product file. Here it is, my PDF that I downloaded from Canva. So I just put my lead magnet in the system. So now I'm gonna go down here. What's the title of it? Getting trademark and whatever you're gonna call it. I'm just putting anything, right? Right, just for the sake of the conversation. I'm gonna change the price to 0. Now I'm going to add an image, right? Because it needs an image. I'm going to grab the image I made. Pull the image in there. Now I'm going to go down here, right? And I'm going to put my description of that, right? Getting trademarked. For the sake of time, obviously, I'm not going to put a bunch of stuff, right? That will be my language that I will put there, right? And then I'm going to hit advanced options. I'm gonna put this product as tax exempt because in the state of Florida, they can't tax digital products, right? This product is an ebook because it's a lead magnet and it's the same, it would be the same thing as the ebook if it was more pages. I'm not gonna touch any of that because I don't need to for this particular deal, right? And then I'm gonna do what? Automatically subscribe the person to my customer mailing list. And then we'll workshop training, CDL audience, or becoming an entrepreneur. I'm gonna choose my business one, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and add that product.
Are lead magnets tax exempt?
That depends on the state you live in. In the state of Florida, digital products are tax exempt. So they can't charge because you're not necessarily selling in Florida, it's digital. So if the state of Florida says, we can't charge you sales tax on something that you didn't sell in Florida. We don't know where you're selling that digital product at, so we can't tax you. That's how the state of Florida works. So if you live in the state of Florida and you're selling digital products, they don't tax them. Now, they tax your income as a business, but they don't put sales tax on that item. Now, obviously, we're not selling a lead magnet anyway. So a lead magnet is not ever going to have anything as far as taxes attached to it because you're giving it away. But if you were ever selling anything through PayHip, if it's a digital product that you're selling, depending on the state you live in, you may not have to pay taxes on it. But in the case of a lead magnet where you're just giving it away, you're never going to have to pay taxes on it because you're not charging anything for it. So this is now my link, right? They created a link for that particular lead magnet. I can share it on Facebook. I can go on Twitter. Of course, obviously, for the scenario that we talking about, we wouldn't be doing that. We will be actually taking that link and answering that person's question with it, right? So now, if I click on that lead magnet, this is where it brings me. It brings me to this page with this image on it. And when a person scrolls down, it says this item is free, download now. And when they go to click to download it, it's going to ask them their information. And they have to click that to continue, then it's going to email them the actual document. So that's how you're creating, that's how you did. So once you get that link that was just created, when I did that, now you're going to go to Facebook with that link and respond to that.
How did you get the link? Who created the link? It automatically creates itself? Yeah,
I just did it right in front of you.
No, I'm saying that particular link, you don't have like where you have one link to all, like say for instance to your Zoom sites, you had the same link. So it automatically generates a link for you.
Yes, when you click add product, it gives you this link okay. Right. Okay. It gives you a different link every time.
Okay, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, so this is your product link. If you want to change that link to something else, if you have a link changing program, you can change the link. Like, you know what I mean? You can change that to personalize it if you want to. But I would, unless you know how to do that stuff, I would stay away from it. You know what I mean? Like, just use that link for what it is because you're only using it to serve that purpose. So I would just copy this link and then I would go to, let me stop sharing. I will copy that link and then I will go to Facebook, wherever the person made that comment at. And then I would say, hey, if you're looking to get trademarked at an inexpensive cost, this is the best option that I've seen. I have a consulting company, so I've helped clients do this before. Here's a link so you can download the steps that you would take or about whatever it is you made, right, with the lead magnet. You letting them know what that was. And then you're going to drop the link. When they click that link, it's going to open up that lead magnet. And they're going to have, in order to download that lead magnet, they're going to have to click and download it. And when they click and download it, now you've got their email address. Now you can go after them off of social media. So that's the idea of what you're doing, why you're creating lead magnets. Now, if you already got a lead magnet done, then all you got to do is put the link out there. If you don't have one done, you will go through the process that I just said. And now you have that. So if that question ever comes up in another group, now you've got it done.
I didn't notice that you modified the limit the number of times they can download. I've been changing that to like 3.
Oh yeah, I don't bother that unless it's a reason I have to. Like if I'm worried about somebody downloading something that I'm selling.
Okay.
So if I'm selling something for $5, well, I don't want somebody to pay $5 and then download it 10 times and give it to other people so that they don't have to pay for it.
Okay.
So I will limit the downloads to 1. And if that person says, hey, I clicked the download and something messed up or whatever, then I will send them a copy.
Okay.
Of the document. You see what I mean?
But when we're not charging,
yeah,
we'll
right.
need
without
to change
charging.
that.
But I don't let people just go in there and just pay and just download. Now, the lead magnet is a free document. Yeah, I don't. It doesn't matter because nobody's going to download a bunch of them and just give them to people. They're just going to give them the link.
Okay.
So if somebody's like, so where did you get that from? Oh, I got it from this group. Well, I'll send you the link. And they're going to go there and they're going to grab the link and they're going to send them the link. Now, somebody might send them the document. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's just something that you know, that's like owning a candy store. You know, it's somebody going to come in there and steal candy. You can only avoid so much. So people going to pirate your stuff. You know, people that make music, you know, they know that some of their music is going to get stolen. And people are not going to have to buy it. That's just part of the business. So I wouldn't worry about that as much. Just put the little bit of a ban you can. And remember, you can also put your branding on here as well, so that you know it's original. So there's a place in PayHip that you can click on, and you don't have to do this right now again, guys, because you become a lead magnet. This is free stuff. When you're talking about charging people for stuff, now you can literally go in there and you can tag it so that it's people who don't buy it, it's going to have void or whatever on it. Does that make sense? Yeah, you can, but you're only going to use that if somebody's paying, because if they're not paying, it's free information. You know, usually you're going through that, and you're not really going through anything. It's just a button you click. It's not anything difficult to do. But I wouldn't even bother doing that if it's something that you're giving away anyway.
Hey, I had a question. I was trying to embed a link. I'm still working on that lead magnet that I had created for that business solutions white paper, and I added the link that I was trying to embed, like the download white paper image that I created on the lead magnet. But when I entered the link in creating the lead magnet and I tested it and sent it to myself, I'm not able to click on download white paper and access that link.
Did you save it as a PDF or an image?
PDF, I think.
That's the first thing you gotta check, because if you make it an image, it's not gonna be clickable. If you make it a PDF, it will be clickable. But let me, I need to share my screen though. Share screen. That. So if you're creating, so I'm gonna go back to the one that I just created. I think that's what I'm going back to.
You said it has to be, which one's clickable?
PDF. Like if you save it as an image, you're not gonna be able to click on it. And it'll tell you that. Like if you go to save it as an image, it'll say you have a link in here that people won't be able to click on because blah, 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 blah. It'll tell you that. So for instance, here, see these words, TBD coaching and training?
Yes.
Okay, so if I click these three dots up here, you see this link? It's not highlighted because I don't have anything behind these words. But if I wanted to put,
I have to put the link in Canva, not in PayHip.
No, but you can't put a link in on PayHip. You have to do that on Canva.
Oh, that's probably what I did wrong too.
Yeah, you have to create that document there. So if I go to, let's see. If I go to pages, sorry, this thing is taking so long. I don't know what's going on. Well, I know what's going on. My son probably gaming. That's probably what's going on. So if I go to just any particular link right here and click on it, I put copy URL, and then I go to Canva. I highlight training, TBD coaching and training. I go up here, I click this link. You guys see that link?
Yes. Oh, okay. That's what I didn't do. Okay.
you click that link, it's gonna open up a box. I paste that link there,
Mhm.
enter. Now it underlines it, which lets me know that it's highlighted. It's a link.
Hyperlink.
Now,
Oh,
if I
okay.
don't want it to be underlined, I can click on it and then go back to these three dots and then take the underline off of it, and it won't be there, but it's still a clickable link.
Okay.
I can do that with my images too. So see this TBD image? I can click that image for my logo. I can go over here and click the image for my logo. And hold on, it's not gonna let me do it because it's grouped. Hold on, let me do it this way. I can click my logo here, go here, and add the link. That way, if somebody clicks on that logo, it'll be a link as well.
Oh.
So I can make anything on here a link.
Okay, but you do it in Canva, not Payhip. Okay.
Yeah, you're doing it in the Canva. I'm making that an active link. Now look what happens if I go to save that as an image. If I go click download and I say it's gonna be an image, and I click download and I say page 1. And I click done. See what this is?
Okay.
If you have links in your design, for links to work, please choose PDF.
Gotcha.
So it's not going to let me save, well, it will let me save it as an image. It's just letting me know if you save this as an image and put it online, nobody's going to be able to click this link if it's an image. You have to save it as a PDF and put it online for people to click on the link on there, and it's a clickable link.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And you should have those clickable links, just so y'all know. So whatever company and brand that you create, if you're somewhere you want them to go, you want to have that link on there. So if you have a website, then you want to put that link there. If you have a particular video you want them to see, or something that you want them to see, maybe it's a consultation. Maybe like a lot of my stuff, I'll have it linked to schedule a consultation. So it'll say learn more by setting an appointment with consultation, and then all they do is fill that out, and then now I have an appointment with them. So you can be really creative with that, and you can add that to your lead magnet. And then when you download this as a PDF and make it a lead magnet through Payhip, when they click the link and they email that document, when they open up that PDF, they can click on links on that PDF. That would take them somewhere else. So you have that you have that option as well when you're doing that. So Allison, I saw your hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Allison. If I can't get in front of you. Sorry.
That's okay. We're about to close up. Well, right?
Yeah, we are. Yeah. I actually should have closed up early tonight because I got something to do with it.
No, I was just going to share, because you was like at the beginning you were saying, okay, did we do you? Did we do you? So I just want to share a little bit about what I've done so far.
Oh, got you. Yeah. And we may not have time for that. So
it's real quick.
No, if it's quick, then go ahead.
Yeah, it's real quick. I started a group on Nextdoor, and the name of my group is Working From Home, and I got 41 members. And so I've been posting just business information and information about working from home, and more like motivational stuff first. And so I just wanted to share that.
Now, something I would suggest you do with that group is, now that you have that group open, continue to communicate with them in that group online.
Okay.
But also put lead magnets in there so that you can get their email and talk to them offline as well.
Right.
So you want to be communicating with them in Nextdoor, but you also want to be sending them emails with content.
Okay.
That will turn them into a client.
Okay.
Right? So it's like anything else. If I'm marketing online, I want people to see me on YouTube. I want them to see my videos on YouTube. I want them to see my posts on Instagram. I want them to be in a Facebook group that I created. I want them to be getting emails from me, and I want them to be getting on Zooms. So what do we always say about closing people. It takes 5 to 7 exposures. Those
Yeah.
are all exposures.
Yeah.
If everywhere they're going, they're seeing you again, but on another platform, every time they're seeing you again, right?
Yeah.
They're like, if people aren't canceling you out, then you're not doing enough marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? If people aren't blocking you, unsubscribing from your stuff, that means you're not sending enough out. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, that's just like you may have heard me say before. In order to turn people on, you got to be turning somebody off.
Mm-hmm. Because
that's how it is. Like, you know, right? And so if you win the presidency, probably half the country don't like you. If you're a Christian, half the country don't like you. If you're a Muslim, half the country don't like you, right? So whatever you are, there's going to be a good portion of people that's not going to like who you are. So while you're attracting, right, you're propelling at the same time, always. So if people aren't unsubscribing from you, you probably don't have people buying from you either. So most people who are top salespeople, people slamming doors in their faces, people hanging up on them. Because in order for you to be a top salesperson, you have to be making a lot of calls or doing a lot of door knocking, which means a lot of people are going to reject you. But in the process of that, you're going to also have the best numbers on the sales side because you're talking to that many people in the first place. So I promise you, not as many people don't like me is Kanye West, right? But Kanye West makes how much more money than me? He's got how many more fans than me? But he's got way more people who don't like him too, because a lot of those people don't know me. They're not like me. You see what I mean? So you have to know that whenever you're saying, "Hey, I'm going to be putting this out here. I'm really going to increase my numbers." If you're going to double your fan base, you're going to double your haters at the same time. So you just got to keep that in mind. That's going to be the case. Betty, your hand was up. Going once? Going twice? Okay, Betty's hand wasn't up. All right, guys, it is 9:00 Eastern time. So hopefully you guys got something out of this session here Mr. Dunbar. Are we closing out, Jackie? Go ahead, Flora.
Quick question. Did you send me the link for me to set the time with you? Because I didn't see that.
I did.
The calendar. You
did?
Did? Okay, I gotta check my emails again because I looked through that. I didn't see it. Okay, I'll double check.
Yeah. Just check for Robert at Training by Dunbar. That's where I sent it from.
Robert, this is Wilma. Send me a schedule so I can schedule some time with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got you. Who did I send that to last week? I sent it to Flora and who else? Somebody else asked me for a link.
Me. I didn't schedule it though.
But you got the link?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, all right. So Wilma, I'll send you one. I'll send you a link. And Flora, just pull it up by my name. By my email, by my name, and then you should see it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll search for it again.
Hey, Robert, did you talk to Tone yet? No, yes or no?
I did not. You sent him all the info?
Yeah, he told me to read mine. Okay, I got you. I had to put something in for him then. Okay.
Okay, you got it. Well, thank you for that, Jackie.
Thank you. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.
All right. So next week, guys, I'll be talking to some more people about what they did or didn't do, and hopefully that'll turn into a conversation that'll be able to help some people, because people will be able to benefit from what I say to the person who may need some help. And hopefully today's stuff that we went over has been helpful for some of you all as well.
Very helpful.
All right, guys, y'all have a fantastic night.
Thank you, Mr. Dunbar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everybody. Good night.
Happy Mother's Day.
Good night, everyone.
For this weekend.
Happy Mother's Day. Take care now.